Good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to our Drainage District Board of Directors meeting posted for today, March the 6th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Lord, inspire us today with the qualities of good leadership. Give insight to make wise decisions, integrity to face the truth, courage to make difficult choices, and compassion for needs of others. Make us a model of justice and honor to the world, and let us not forget that our job is to serve both you and others. Amen.
Amen.
Under open forum, did anyone sign up?
No, sir.
On our consent agenda, any concerns?
No, sir.
Move to approve. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 5.
Item 5, approval to issue payment on the following items: preceding review and compliance of contract terms and condition. Application for payment number 2 in the amount of $30,402 from Moore-Will LLC pertaining to construction contract number HCDD1 17-0220516, Junior Drain Improvements FM 1423 Crossing, PO number 632363, Project Engineer Noé Saldivar, HCDD1.
Move to approve. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item B, application for payment of number 3 in the amount of $32,599.30 from Moore-Will LLC pertaining to construction contract number HCDD1 17-022-0516, Junior Drain Improvements Projects FM 1423 Crossing, PO 632363, Project Engineer Noé Saldivar, HCDD1.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item C is application for payment number 4 in the amount of $123,484.77 from Benser Contractors, LLC, pertaining to construction contract number HCDD1 17-0230530, Precinct 2, Plena Vista Subdivision, Unit 2, Street and Drainage Improvements. Project Engineers, Cruz Hogan Consultants, PO number 632131.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, on the next item, I do have a correction on agenda item number 6. CIP is 130. It should be 133. And the budget, instead of 005, should be 365, and this is going to be for Rural Drainage Development Precinct 2. Request approval to issue payment on award of special commissioners pertaining to condemnation proceedings for cause number CCD 0426.
Steve, can we make those corrections?
I'm trying to find the second correction.
The second correction, Steve, is the budget, instead of 005, it's 365.
I'm okay, Judge.
And instead of new administration building, it should be Rural Drainage Development Precinct 2.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Request approval to issue payment on award of special commissioners pertaining to condemnation proceedings for cause number CCD 0426H, parcel number 5, Cesar Chavez, Phase 2.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item B, approval to issue payment on 3 special commissioners' fees related to cause number CCD 0426H as noted on item A above.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
On item number 7, acceptance and approval of pre-qualified firms submitting statements of qualification for the establishment of pool for engagement through statutory and local protocol. Presentation to the board for ranking and authority for negotiations for final agreement. On an as-needed basis per project by Hidalgo County Drainage District No. 1, requiring said services as set forth in the requirements stated in the request for qualifications packet for the following list of professional services. We have engineering services, HCDD1 1800702221, real estate appraisal services, HCDD1 1800802221, surveying services, HCDD1 1800902221. With the effective date of approved pools commencing on March 8th, 2018.
I move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, we do have one item for executive session.
Pursuant to 551, 071, and 072, I need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We will be in executive session for a short while. All right, we are back in open session. For the record, we need to announce that we did not convene our executive session. We were unable to make contact with our lawyer by phone. He was supposed to have been present via telephone, and we were not able to connect with him, so we did not have our executive session meeting. We're back in open session. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
At this time, we're going to be convening our regular Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting posted for today, March the 6th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us on our Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. Amen.
Amen.
Any concerns with the consent agenda?
Judge Commissioners, I ask that we pull consent agenda item 11A out.
So moved.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
So
I make a motion to accept the rest of the consent without that item.
yes.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, and as far as agenda item or consent agenda item 11A, if I could have a motion a second, and for the record, Commissioner Fuentes abstains.
Motion to approve that item. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 5, our DA's office.
Ms. Rosie.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 5A, the District Attorney's LEOSE Fund 1220. Number 1 is the approval of certification of revenues by the county auditors for the 2018 LEOSE allocation of the District Attorney's Office in the amount of $1,202.58.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Number 2, approval of budget amendment to appropriate the 2018 LEOSE allocation from the State Comptroller in the amount of $1,202.58.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
May I proceed with item 6?
Yes.
6A, HIDA Task Force Fund 1291. Number 1 is authorization and approval to accept the cooperative grant agreement award number FAIN G18SS002A between Hidalgo County and the Executive Office of the President, Office of National Drug Control Policy in the amount of $239,997 for the grant period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Number 2 is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the HIDA Task Force grant.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Number 3 is the approval of appropriation of funds for the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office HIDA Task Force in the amount of $239,997.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 7, our Sheriff's Office.
Morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Captain Herrera with the Sheriff's Office. Texas conversion to the National Incident-Based Reporting System, NIBRS. Number 1, authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2018 Texas conversion to the National Incident-Based Reporting System with the Office of the Criminal Justice Division.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Aye.
Number 2, authorization for the county judge to e-sign the required documentation under e-grants as authorized official.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, pursuant to the Hidalgo County Cellular Telephone Policy, AT&T and DIR TSO 3420, presentation for consideration, acceptance, and approval of cellular phone request for Data Connect Government for the following approval and requisition. Number 367372 for 2 Data Connect Governmental Unlimited Data for the SkyCop license plate reader towers at $37 per device.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Constable Precinct 1.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Martin Blanco on behalf of Constable Celestino Avila, Precinct number 1. Item 8A, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Pablo Alegría as Deputy Constable by Constable Celestino Avila, Jr., Constable Precinct 1, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.011.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The second item is 8B, Constable Precinct 1, Local Border Star Program, fiscal year 19, 1284. Number 1, authorization and approval to apply for the Local Border Star Program, fiscal year 19, grant with Office of the Governor's Homeland Security Division through grants, e-grants.
Move for approval. Second.
Number 2,
Favor,
authorization.
say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Number 2, authorization for county judge to e-sign application under e-grants as authorized official.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And number 3, approval of resolution for local border star program, fiscal year 19, grant to designate Judge Ramon Garcia as grantee's authorized official and to sign required document, grant period September 01, 2018 through August 31st, 2019.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Thank you. Item 9, Constable Precinct 2.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Fernando Aitan for Constable Martin Cantu. 1, authorization and approval to apply for the Local Border Security Program, fiscal year 19, grant with the Officer of the Governor's Homeland Security Grants Division through e-grants.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
2, authorization for county judge to e-sign application under e-grants as authorized official.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
3, approval of resolution for OBSP fiscal year 19, grant to designate Judge Ramon Garcia as grantee's authorized official and to sign required document.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item AI 63929, 1, approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Number 2, approval of appropriation of funds.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, Constable Precinct 4.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, for Constable Precinct 4, it's their 1285 fund. It is the TTBH BBLF, and that is Fund 1285. It's approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor. Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And appropriation of the funds as certified by the county, or certified by the county auditor.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B would be their Fund 1220. and its approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the 2018 Peace Officer allocation LEOS funds awarded and received from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts Office.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Second action item would be the approval of the 2018 appropriation of funds for Constable Precinct 4 LEOs, again, Fund 1220, in the amount of $1,726.68.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, under Executive Office, there's something to present today under 11A, 1 and 2. If I may go to item B. Bobby?
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Item B is a discussion, possible action regarding the support of the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council resolution for the designation of opportunity zones and approval of a Hidalgo County letter prioritizing census tracts for opportunity zones program. I know I spoke to many of you last week. Just to give you some history on this, we've been involved with some investors who are looking to invest locally, and they brought it to our attention if we had identified some opportunity zones. We hadn't heard about that, so we did some digging and we looked. We called to the COG, we called EDCs here locally. Nobody knew. Called the local governor's representative. She wasn't aware of it. Turns out, in part of the tax cut that Trump passed in December, in page 180 of the bill, they put an opportunity zone, which meant that 25% of the eligible low-income tracts in the state of Texas, actually nationwide, would be eligible for opportunity zones where you could get preferential tax treatment if you invested in those communities. And if you were to, and you'll see in what Nestor gave you there, some of what, it's sort of like the old empowerment zones, but they're giving us they wanted us to submit. So last week we went to the COG, because we felt like who better to get everybody involved would be the COG, because all the cities and the municipalities will be there in the county. So we made the presentation. Ron Garza was great. He involved everybody to make sure that everybody was aware of it. So what we agreed upon, and the issue that occurred afterwards, is that the governor's office, the deadline is March 22nd. However, the governor's office sent us an email saying they were wanting us to submit something by yesterday. So we had to hustle with the COG and all the municipalities to get this moving. So the COG and the county, we believe that if 25% of the eligible tracts in the state of Texas, we don't believe that all of them would submit or all of them are developable. However, in Hidalgo County, we believe that just about every eligible tract in Hidalgo County has a possibility of development. However, that's what we submitted, that we believe all tracts are eligible, should be considered. However, we gave some priority to identifying corridors around Hidalgo County. So working with TxDOT and the RMA and some of the local cities, we got the future corridors of Hidalgo County and we overlaid them onto the tracts. And so with that, we determined various tracts. So if you look at your map, the one that looks like that, the pink cannot participate. I believe they're not eligible due to higher income. But if you look at the map, everything that's crosshatched with those in the green where the lines are going crosshatched, those are essentially the tracks that we identified, and there's a listing on the side there that talks about all the sections. So one of the emphasis that we had thought was ports of entry are obviously something that should be considered. We have some projects in the rural areas that we're looking at, so we identified those. However, those coincided with the La Jolla relief route, so that's in there. Monte Cristo, the connection to Cameron County is in there as well. So, and those were State Highway 68 and 281 and the Eastern Loop coincide. There's a good synergy there. So a lot of those tracks that are in the Delta area are in the census tracts that we're looking at. So we feel like this was a good, I guess, grasp or what we attached to it. But I know it was short time frame, and we apologize for that. But again, this was something that really wasn't sent out, and I quite frankly, I think many people in the state are not aware of it. But if you'd like, let me know, and we can probably send an amendment if you see any tracks that you believe we should enter as well.
Tell us a little bit about what happens in these tracks.
For the opportunity zones, so essentially you'll get special tax treatment. So you would, for instance, I believe after 5 years, you would get a stepped-up basis in your investment. After 7 years, a little more. So, for instance, like if you put $1 million, they would allow you to increase your basis by 15% after 5 years. However, if you held it for more than 10 years, your entire, what I believe is your entire capital gain, if you were to sell it, would be tax-free.
So it's a federal tax issue. It has nothing to do with county monies.
It's not property taxes. What we
It's
saw
not like a
is-
TERS. It's not like the county's giving up.
It's nothing from us, no dollars from us. We're just trying to hopefully incentivize investors for our ports of entry, which attach this, to the industrial trade zones, that sort of thing. So if there's anything it was a short time frame. We apologize for that, and I know we were throwing maps back at y'all back and forth, but let us know if there's something you think we should add, and we can go ahead and send an amendment to the letter. But I think we grasp a pretty good amount of area. Again, they're saying that 25% are what the governor is going to submit to the federal government, but we think that there's areas of this state, West Texas, the Panhandle, for instance, probably aren't going to be developable, even though they qualify. So we think we may get a higher proportion than 25%. But again, we didn't give them a numbering system of priority. I didn't want to pick between our children, so to speak. But I wanted to put the top tracks that we believe are capable of development.
What would be the downside to including all the green area, all the eligible area?
Well, essentially, that's what our letter says, is that we believe the entire county should be in there. However, we want them to come back to us and say, hey, you know what, by the way, we're only taking 30 tracts from y'all, or something like that. Then we'd go back to them and say, okay, well then we as a court would probably say, okay, let's work with our cities. And just so you know, the cities also submitted, so essentially the COG, Ron Garza, sent a letter from various cities that submitted their proposals as well. So it's not just us doing this, but there's probably tracts that we didn't do that other cities would propose for themselves.
Okay.
But anyway, if y'all would, I'd like to get a
Move to approve.
Second.
If somebody in the courtyard has property somewhere there, will they have to abstain?
Well, that's why. That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked the question about it's a federal government deal. It's not a county deal. We're not giving up any of our monies.
Correct, but you are designating the tracts for the federal government. So my recommendation to be safe is if you have any interest in those tracts so designated, then you better to abstain.
Well, I can already see two of us abstaining.
Well, but even though two abstain, that the people who are not abstaining can still vote.
I retract my second just in case I have property here. I don't see the conflict, but to err on the side of.
What's that?
I mean, this property just, the state's, that's where it's at, the pink what?
The pink are the ones that do not qualify. The green qualifies, and the hatched are the ones that we submitted.
Everybody,
but I mean that would get me. That would get all of y'all. I mean,
all of us have to abstain.
That's why I asked the question. I don't see the conflict, but of course I don't want to get it, into a legal.
Like I'm saying, it'd be better safer for you if you abstain.
So who's going to vote?
Do we have anybody that doesn't have property in the green area?
Not in the green area.
Everybody in the room has property in there.
Residents? Residents wouldn't qualify, right? Residents wouldn't qualify.
Well, quite frankly, these are going to be in industrial trade. I mean, the whole county would qualify, but
I know what I'm saying though is
like, for example, where I'm at, the ranch where I have, there's somebody that wants to build a turbine. How do you call it? Is that included here? A wind farm.
Yeah, that's why we kind of put it in, so that they wouldn't
calling me, and they've been calling everybody around that area.
Yeah, and that's why we prioritize as one of them. We have potential energy projects throughout the county that are not near a corridor, but we'd like for them to come bring their wind farm here as opposed to, Arizona or something.
Yeah.
Steve, guide us here. How do we approach it since none of us can appear?
And quite frankly, this was voted on by, various city councils, McAllen, Edinburgh.
No, but they didn't have property. The resident might be different.
Residence is different, I think. This is property that would be developed on and after the governor approves these tracts.
Yeah.
So
can David approve it by himself? Commissioner?
If everybody else abstains, he has one vote, he can approve it.
I don't have any investment property.
Already undeveloped property.
No property, no ranches,
Just my residence.
There's one vote.
Well, I'll abstain. To err on the side of caution, I'll abstain. I don't see the conflict, but I'll abstain.
Well, and quite frankly, I think these opportunity zones are probably going to be more for major manufacturing rather than, say, subdivisions, because quite frankly, what we excluded was the internal, highly residential areas from Mission, McAllen, FAR, all the kind of the internal.
Now,
we're looking at like the ports of entry, trade zones, the loops, the 68, that sort of thing.
Now, the
Monte
second
Cristo.
part is if you already have properties already developed in this area, that wouldn't disqualify you.
I have raw land.
So raw land could disqualify you.
You know, for example, at my ranch, there's several people there, and the wind farm is trying to sign everybody up. I mean, they want to have like 100 some additional turbines up in the next 2 or 3 years.
And you could possibly benefit from that.
No, I will. Believe me, I will.
Judge, do you have any undeveloped property in the green area?
Steve, let me clarify that.
Yes.
But I do work for a developer that has a lot of property.
Do you work for them? Well,
Yeah, I mean, it appears like we're all going to be disqualified except possibly.
If that were the case, then everybody that voted to submit that resolution at the COG has that problem. I mean,
Not
we would just
necessarily.
run out.
Not necessarily, but my thing is, how do I have a conflict if I'm going to give an opportunity to someone to save money from the federal government that I don't work for?
well, it only come up as a tract of land that you were thinking about developing that you would personally benefit from.
Don't develop
But
anything.
but the money's coming from the federal government,
No,
and I don't control the federal government. If the federal government decided to enact this, I don't have anything to do with them. I didn't help them do that. Compared to a TERS, when the county puts a TERS out, we decided that.
right, the only concern I have, if I understand what you explained, is that what this will do is decrease the taxes on the property you develop.
Federal government tax,
Federal
Federal
government
government tax.
not county tax.
for investors that invest in those tracts.
On and after today.
Has nothing to do with ad valorem. It's all
I'm
federal
just saying
income
from a
tax.
safety standpoint, if we could get the vote with people abstaining,
I don't think
I
we
feel
could get
better.
there.
Can we vote on it and say that we have property there? That it has to be, because it's got to be at the attorney, at the governor's office, right?
Quite frankly, I mean,
does the governor require this to be approved by Commissioner's Court? Does he already submit?
he asked for a letter of submittal, which we did.
Well, and you've already provided that,
Yeah.
right? So what's the purpose of this vote if you
Well,
already
to
provided
support
it?
the resolution that the COG submitted to the governor.
But the resolution, is the resolution on the agenda?
Yes.
That is what's on the agenda. Can one
I think
out
you
of
would-
four act?
1 out of 4 can act if everybody else abstains.
All right, well,
But David, Commissioner Precinct 1 works for a developer. To me, he's in the same situation we're in.
But again, I mean,
I
if we
agree.
didn't
I
stay
don't see
white,
the conflict.
nobody would vote, period. I mean, we all live somewhere.
The problem is everything's in green. The whole county. That's it.
Like Houston is not green. They're like mostly yellow.
Take me
You
through
know.
the conflict, Steve.
The concern I have with Chapter 176 is if you're in a position to benefit from your action and you get more than 25%, more than 10% of your income from whatever track this could possibly benefit, or you work for an employer, but you work for a developer, but you don't own part of that development company, right? Just because you work, but you receive probably more than 10% of your income
Historically.
from the employer.
Steve, the other thing too is we're sort of supporting or nominating these tracks. The governor decides.
Let me ask you a
And
question.
everything is preaching
You just take action today, can you take action next week?
Total and
Probably.
McAllen area is where it's pink. And
No.
I mean, the deadline was yesterday, so.
precinct 3 is at the-
That give you time to look at it?
like it's
Sure.
Can we take no action on this today, give you time to look at it?
No, because it's got to be.
Well,
at the
you-
governor's
The
office.
deadline was yesterday. I mean, we submitted the letter, so.
The letter went
Well, the
out.
letter's already submitted, so that's done.
Yeah.
We've established that. What this has to do with is supporting the resolution.
Okay.
So when is the resolution due?
Yesterday.
So it's already been signed too?
Yeah.
And so basically.
I didn't sign it.
No, but.
On the COG, I think our representative is probably Commissioner Fuentes.
Yes.
But I don't know if he was.
I was not present.
Part of that. So there you
So
go.
do we really need this action?
Are we talking about the letter that I signed that, that you told me we were going to get authorized?
It's a ratification.
Steve.
Well, what I'm saying is, what is the purpose of this if it's already been submitted?
Well, I mean, I don't know, Steve. I guess nobody in the state should submit anything to the governor. Then he needs to make the decision for
Let's
himself
take no
without
action.
without input from the local entities.
The letter's already gone, and I'll interpret that as being a support by the court.
But
just table it. So next time.
There's no action.
No action. You know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Judge. I'm going to ask Mr. Cannon to come to the podium, please. Next agenda items: discussion, consideration, and action on the Hidalgo County Thoroughfare Plan 2017 amendments. Mr. Cannon.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Andrew Cannon, Director of Transportation Planning, Hidalgo County MPO, with Luis Diaz, one of my GIS specialists and planner too. This is our annual update to the Thoroughfare Plan that we have. This year we only received 2 submittals from the City of McAllen, one for additional right-of-way on the principal arterial on Ware Road between Olana and 3 Mile, which is also Buddy Owens, from 120 feet to 150 feet. And then on the map in front of the podium, so you could see that they're requesting from mile 5 to mile 6, it would stay 150 feet of principal arterial, but they're asking for a realignment. They're wanting to smooth that S curve out that they have on Ware Road once it gets to moving forward on that project. But as you know now, the purpose of the Thoroughfare Plan is to help on the preservation of that right-of-way now, so we don't run into crinkles with the right-of-way acquisition in the future once those projects are ready to go under development. Action was taken by the City of McAllen and provided a resolution, and also unanimously approved by the Hidalgo County MPO. So we asked the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for their approval of this today. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Is this your?
no, that's Joseph, right?
Yes, sir.
What about some houses that are going to be affected there?
What about them, sir?
Are you going to have to tear them down?
All I'm doing, Commissioner, is coming today for the Thoroughfare Plan. That would be something, as you well know, if it was to impact any residents, that'd be a discussion between TxDOT, the City of McAllen, on that Ware Road project moving forward with it in the future.
But the MPO already approved it?
Yes, sir. And the City of McAllen City Commission as well. We take no action until we're provided a resolution by the city. Was there anything I missed? Luis knows much more about this than I do. I don't even know why I'm speaking. So.
I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Do you want the map?
Yes,
Give it to him.
please.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Item D, Judge Commissioners, approval of right-of-way permits. These are open cuts. First one is North Alamo Water Supply Corporation, Monte Alto. It is in precinct 1.
So move.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Actually, my apologies. All the next 2 are also in precinct 1. Next one is Texas Gas Service, Division of One Gas Inc. In Donovan.
So move. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Third one is Texas Gas Service, Division of One Gas Inc. In La Blanca.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item E is discussion, consideration, and approval of order supporting the transfer and acceptance of a portion of U.S. Business 281 abutting the Courthouse Square by Texas Department of Transportation. Mr. Crane, if you want to just give a brief explanation, and for the record, we are awaiting TxDOT's final version of the easement or the
Meets and bounds.
meets and bounds. I'm sorry.
I was contacted by the TxDOT FAR Division office about late last week. As you are aware, or may be aware, part of US 281, which now cuts through the courthouse. TxDOT is meeting, I believe it's the second or third week of March. The commissioners are to approve the release of their easement and then transfer their interest to the county for that portion of 281.
County or city?
County. Because originally the county was deeded that block for the courthouse.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
In 1955, I believe, county and TxDOT worked out an easement to TxDOT to put 281 through the courthouse square.
Well, the courthouse portion of it's going to be on the present roadway.
Well, it's going to be, you have the courthouse on one side and you have the parking lot on the other where it cuts through.
Yeah.
All that was originally part of the original courthouse square. What TxDOT is doing is transferring their easement for that portion to the county. So we will have it, we have the underlying fee, now we have everything, we can now build on it, etc.
So 281 will stop in that particular area or what?
There will no longer be a 281 going through the courthouse square. And what TxDOT Fire Division
It'll be a square.
Yeah.
People have to go around it.
Around it, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the design, but TxDOT's apparently redesigning that, so that will work. What TxDOT's requested, the Fire Division office, is a order from the court supporting the commissioners to release that easement and also to accept that easement. And so we've drafted the order. TxDOT originally sent us a meets and bounds description, but as of Friday, their person in charge said they would have one little glitch on the calls and the meets and bounds, so they're asking us to go ahead and pass the order, and they're going to get the engineers to make that one correction, and that description will be attached to the order to identify the parcel, to correctly identify the meets and bounds description of 281 that cuts through the courthouse square.
Should we approve subject to legal or?
I think you can approve subject to legal receiving the corrected meets and bounds description.
That's my motion.
That's the second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Next agenda item is
Urban County,
7.
item 12.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. We have one item on the agenda. This is 12A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services, which consists of the construction materials, geotechnical testing services.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 12A2, presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking by Commissioners Court of at least 3 construction materials geotechnical testing firms from the county's approved pool. They were graded and evaluated by the City of La Joya, the Urban County Program, and the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with and funded through the Urban County Program La Joya Street Improvement Project. The 3 firms evaluated were Robert Kistner Consultants, which received a grade of 95%, Millennium Engineers Group with a grade of 93%, and L&G Consulting Engineering with a grade of 92.66. Would you like to rank them? Thank you.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Our item 3 is authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the #1 ranked firm of Robert Kistner for the provision of the construction materials geotechnical testing service for the street project.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 13, our WIC program.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I'll present for WIC. Item 13 is requesting approval for reimbursement of $15 to Diana Cardona for fuel of a rental car. This is with authority of the county treasurer to issue check after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Item 14A and B said there's no discussion or action unless you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 15, elections.
Judge, Commissioners, I do not believe there's an update this morning.
All right. Item 16, our Head Start program.
Good morning. The first item is discussion approval to, for the poverty guidelines, income guidelines for eligibility and priority guidelines for selection and enrollment of program year 2018 and 2019. Those come from the federal government. Administration recommends approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, discussion approval to advertise and approval of statement of qualification requirements and scope of services for the following: medical and dental providers, mental health providers, sign language interpreting providers. Administration recommends approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
C is...
Those in favor, say aye.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Sorry. Discussion. C, discussion approval on request to purchase one cargo van through the Hidalgo County membership's participation with the Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, by boards awarded vendor Caldwell County Chevrolet, including TASB administrative fees. This is for the nutrition department.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And D is discussion approval to declare obsolete the attached list of items and transfer items to the county-approved auctioneer vendor for proper disposition.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much. We do have the nutrition contest going on at the centers. You're invited to attend any of those centers. It involves parents and learning about good nutrition, and so I have a schedule. I just want to pass that out to you.
Item 17, our planning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jorge Arceo, the Planning Department.
Morning, sir.
Item 1A, it's preliminary approval for Riviera subdivision. Last in precinct 4, it's a two-lot subdivision. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by septic tanks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 1B, Las Toronjas subdivision lies within precinct 1. It's a 124-lot subdivision. It lies within the City of Donna. ETJ has gotten approval by City of Donna. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer will be by septic tank.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2A, final approval of Ranchito Mio subdivision. Lies within precinct 3. It's a two-lot subdivision. Lies within the City of Mission, ETJ. Water will be provided by Sherryland Water Supply and sewer by septic tanks as well.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2B, San Jacinto Estates number 4, Phase 1, lies within precinct 1. It's a 45-lot subdivision. It's in the rural area of the county. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by septic tank.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2C, Presidio Estates Unit 3 subdivision lies within precinct 1. It's a 63-lot subdivision. It's in the rural area of the county. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by septic tanks.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item 2D, Rancho El Potrero subdivision lies within precinct 3. It's a 74-lot subdivision. Lies within the ETJ of City of Mission, has gotten approval by said city, and water will be provided by Agua Sud and sewer by septic tank.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item 2E, Maravillas Estates Phase 2 subdivision lies within precinct 1. It's an 80-lot subdivision. Lies in the City of Donna, ETJ. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by septic tank.
For approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3A, final approval with a financial guarantee with a letter of credit number 5143-500 submitted to City of Edinburgh in the amount of $157,581.69 for paving and drainage. It's Alberta Village subdivision in Precinct 4. It's a 34-lot subdivision, has gotten approved by City of Edinburgh. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by sanitary sewer from the city.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3B, Lago Delta Acres subdivision, last was in Precinct 1, requesting final approval with a cash deposit in the amount of $7,000 for 2 filling stations. It's a 13-lot subdivision. It's in the rural area of the county. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply and sewer by septic tank.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Item 18, Precinct 2.
Hi, good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Olivia Gomez with Precinct 2. Item 18A, we will be tabling it. However, we have Dr. Reinecker with UTRDV and Mr. Eddie Olivares who will discuss the program.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health. On the item that's going to be tabled, just for the record, I want to request an approval.
Correction, Eddie.
Yes.
No action.
No action. That's correction. No action. But this is reviewing University of Texas Health Science Center, Houston proposal that they want to bring forward. Dr. Belinda Reinecker is the one that's working and requesting to work with Commissioner Cantu at Precinct 2 and Commissioner Palacios at Precinct 4. Mr. Caso from Precinct 4 is also aware of this, but I'd like for her to explain the proposal. Will probably come back next week. We got a subject to legal counsel, some reviews, and reviewing some things with auditor, but this is an important first-time opportunity for us in the county, so Dr. Reinecker.
Judge, Commissioner, thank you for letting me be before you. My name is Belinda Reinecker. I work for the University of Texas Health Science Center, Houston, and we are proposing to do an interlocal agreement with the county to implement a proven effective program to assist individuals in improving their physical activity and their healthy food choice options. The program expands the great work that's already happening in these 2 CRC locations and gives additional options for people to be screened for health issues, referred to classes and education, tracked and referred for medical services, and this is done through a community health worker who's highly trained and very skilled at reaching out to the residents of that particular area. We've done this program through the 1115 waiver over the last 5 years in other locations and are looking forward to the opportunity to work in these 2 locations and see what we can do in partnership with what's already happening in the CRCs. I'm glad to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. I wasn't sure from Precinct 4. You're good, Mr. Caso. Thank you very much, and we'll bring this back once we review with everyone else. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie.
Item 18B, 1, requesting the approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the City of FAR regarding the relocation of water and sewer appurtenances for the Regional Linear Park project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 18B2, in accordance with Section 791.014, the Texas Government Code, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement project regarding the Regional Linear Park project.
So approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next item, number 20, our budget office.
We have one more.
How about the 28?
19A.
I'm sorry.
Precinct 3.
I apologize, Commissioner. You're up.
Okay.
Do you want me to read that, Commissioner?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. 19A is the requesting approval of advanced funding agreement between Texas Department of Transportation and Hidalgo County for the voluntary local government contributions for transportation improvements to FM 676 from State Highway 107 to Taylor Road, CSJ 1064-01027, with authority for the judge to sign the required documents.
Move approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The Commissioners, Secretary Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 20A and B, we're going to take no action. We're going to bring those back next week, along with an amendment to the interlocal with the City of Mission Library. Item 20C, 1, discussion, consideration, and action to enter into the Texas Vine Maintenance Grant Contract for fiscal year 2018 with the Office of the Attorney General of Texas, and authorization for the county judge to sign the required documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20C, 2 and 3 is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of those funds for the Texas Vine Grant in the amount of $28,546.78.
Move to approve 2 and 3.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20D, discussion, consideration, and approval to update the Texas Department of Emergency Management designation of applicant's agent form. And this is simply to reflect the Ms. Arcelia Duran as the Chief Financial Officer for the county.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20E is approval of 2017 appropriation of funds into TxDOT Precinct 1 Mile 6 West project in the amount of $362,003.67.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Item 21, purchasing.
I'm sorry. I'm going to need to abstain from 21A1.
Voy a dar aquí la que son las 5 todos.
Martha Salazar, Purchasing Department, 21A. 1, acceptance and approval of the interlocal governmental cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County Appraisal District and the County of Hidalgo for year 2018 in connection with the participation into our A, Hidalgo County Self-Funded Group Health Insurance Program, Stop Loss Insurance, Accidental Life, AD&D Insurance, and B would be voluntary products.
Okay. Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is acceptance of the responses received as qualified for award on Untitled Company Services Pool.
I had to make sure I state that for the record, Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, did not vote on 21A1.
Okay. Item 2A, acceptance of the responses received as qualified for award for Title Company Services Pool as listed on the acceptance sheets attached here too, and approval of the contracts which are for Valley Land. Well, first I need action on that one.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
B is approval of the contracts with the firms set forth below in connection with that pool of title company service providers and then compliance with anything that's statutory that requires Valley Land Title Company and Edwards Abstract and Title.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Now on C, this is the option to approve the re-advertising utilizing the same approved procurement packet of this project to promote and encourage additional participation and thus expand the pool so as to have more providers with any additional firm's term to expire with the original awarded firms.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
On item 3A, acceptance and approval of pre-qualified firms submitting statements of qualifications for establishment of the annual pools for the engagement on an as-needed basis using the protocol that has been established by Commissioner's Court. That's A. And that would be for the 6 pools that are listed: architectural, engineering, and geotechnical, under engineering, geotechnical, and construction materials testing. 4 is construction management services. 5 is appraisal services and appraisal review services. 6, surveying services.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Now on B, I'm actually giving you also the option. There was a lot of participation. I'll give you an example. Surveying services,
We did lose one from the pool. We had 18 in 2017. We now have 17. We sent out 62 packets. I'll give you another example. Engineering services for geotechnical and construction materials testing. We have 39 in 2017. We will have 35 for 2018. We sent out 50 packets. I don't know if you want to leave it up to the purchasing department, whether we should select any of these to promote more participation, and leave us with that option available to re-advertise. Of course, the pools will all end.
I'd like to have that option because I have an architect that worked on a project. It might have to be amended or some additional work done, and he's not in the pool.
Okay.
And so I would hate to have 99% of my plans done and not be able to
Correct.
complete.
I also had calls on people. If you all were, I know that up north there were some issues with weather, and we had a lot of UPS things and FedEx that didn't arrive in time. But this is an opportunity for the court to do that.
So moved.
We'll take his recommendation. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4 is Veteran Services, approval of the First Amendment to Service Contract between Vidal County and CTC, which is off-premises record storage, pickup and retrieval, delivery, and shredding, where the county wishes to add Veterans Department for the purposes of the title of the procurement.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B1, requesting acceptance and approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between the county and Monte Alto Independent School District, in which the county desires to assist district in parking lot paving improvements.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
This is for Precinct 1. B is in accordance with Section 791-014, Texas Government Code, requesting approval of that certain parking lot project known as Monte Alto ISD Parking Lot Project.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C1, Precinct 4, presentation of the sole responsible vendor, Republic Services, submitting the lowest and best bid for the purpose of award and approval for the contract titled Garbage Collection at the San Carlos Endowment Center.
So moved.
Those
in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item 1, Constable Precinct 4, item D1 for Constable Precinct 4, requesting authority to purchase one 2017 F-250 crew cab 4x4 in the amount of $38,679. This is through our participation with the Houston Galveston Area Council, contract number 11-15.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E is for Colonia Access Program Precinct 3. This is requesting acceptance and approval of application for payment 2, which is the final, in the amount of $45,591.30, submitted by Five Star Galaxy Construction, awarded contractor for the Palm subdivision as certified through the project engineer, Javier Hinojosa.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is certificate of substantial completion for that project.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is the Border Colonia Precinct 3, requesting acceptance and approval of application for payment number 3, retainage, in the amount of $12,960.47, submitted by Five Star Galaxy, awarded and certified for that payment by Javier Hinojosa.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And B is certificate of construction completion
Move for approval.
by the engineer.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
F1, pursuant to 351-041-415 C5, Sheriff's Office purchase of contractual services for the installation of privacy partitions and improvement at the adult detention facility, also known as the county jail, through Hidalgo County's participation and membership with PSA contract number 3-100-14, awarded Jock Bender, Hunt and Woodruff Construction in the amount of $111,794.56.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
It was, just as a note, it was nice to see the big major Good Morning America, CNN, all the touting that Texas had quite a turnout for voting, and I think that really translates into people wanting their voices heard. Congratulate all the efforts the county does in promoting voting. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Under open forum, did anyone sign up?
Yes, sir, we do have one participant, Ms. Fern McClarity. I will remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There's a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there's 1 minute. Ms. McClarity?
Okay. My comments today will concern the recommendation for a letter of support for the relocation of Section Highway 281. It is clear to everyone except this Commissioner's Court that the people do not support the construction of a new courthouse. If it had been placed on the ballot, it would not have passed because 40% of the people are living in poverty and they cannot afford 30 years of increased taxes. Our county officials are planning to build a courthouse in a hole. $1 million was spent to move its location from one corner of the site to another while families line up the night before to get public assistance north of the courthouse. How can this be good stewardship of public money? A 1-cent decrease in the tax rate cannot be compared to 30 years of increased property taxes. This court has approved a financial plan that extends the public debt for another 30 years, which is why you have a balanced budget. I hope that despite your best efforts to play with voting conditions, that the people will vote to reduce taxes and elect individuals that will work in their behalf rather than the best interests of this elected officials. Today, number 11B, I had done a participation form, and I was reading, I don't know if y'all get the backup that's on your website, but it says this project will bring in billions of dollars investments. And then we talk about a toll road, which we know full well there's not one toll road in the state of Texas, I don't even think in the United States, that bring in money, and here y'all are jumping all over yourselves to build one here in one of the poorest counties. I just can't believe what y'all are doing. And the people from Mexico, the ones that will be using it, these big, heavy-loaded trucks, won't have to pay a dime on that toll road. All these poor people that y'all just keep squashing and squashing, you're going to squash a little more. Today also, 8A, you had a Precinct 1 ask for another deputy. Y'all never question, do you need this? Precinct 1 now has less area than it had before. Y'all never question. You just do it. I don't understand. They have less area. Also, my other deal is I know that the public, we're not able to bring drinks, coffee, hot chocolate because it's so cold in this room, but other department heads and things get to bring it into the room. And I'm not talking about y'all sitting up there. I'm talking about back here. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, item 23, pursuing the 551071 and 551072, I would entertain a motion to proceed to executive session. Those in favor, say aye. 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 Motion carries. We're going to be in executive session for a short while. All right, we are back in open session.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Under open session, item 24. Under open session, item 25. Thank you. Item 25A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, there's no action to be taken. 25B, pending error, potential litigation, no action to be taken. Item 25C, claim of Angela Garcia. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $540.83.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, for the record, if accepted, there would be 2 checks made payable. One, Angela Garcia, $220. Second, J.F. Palmer and Sons Produce, Inc., $320.83.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And our second, item D, 25D, claim of Miranda Olivares. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $140.72.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
There's no action to be taken under item 24A and B. There's no need to go under closed or open, which is 26 and 27. And we have adjournment.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.